Okay, so we've been working about pinning escapes and stuff like that. I want you to see the relation in standing as well. So let's say he gets close grips around my body, right? So as we were just talking about making space or nullifying, right? I'm going to try to make sure that this chest-to-chest connection does not happen. If he pulls and sucks me in and gets chest-to-chest connection, his superior gripping is harder for me to deal with, right? So trying to just deal with his elbows becomes weaker, right? So if I break that chest-to-chest connection, I will improve my ability to move, right? And therefore, the ability to address grips, right? That's an outside type of gripping break, assuming I have no inside positioning, right? I can break the chest-to-chest connection, putting my shoulder into inside space. See how I'm gaining inside space being these spots, because I'm inside the grooves of his body, right? I'm going to put my shoulder as a frame to his inside space, pressing this away. A grip is only so long, and only extends so long. If I stood here like this and I walk back, his arms are only so long. This might not work with someone who has really long arms, and you have really short arms, like a T-Rex. I would imagine you'll be okay. Henry, come here.
I'm talking about having short arms.
I think you'll be okay.
Okay.
All right. So grips are only so long. I'm working on trying to establish some type of inside positioning and breaking chest-to-chest contact, right? And if I cannot do that, right, I can't extend myself further past the grip, I'm going to control his ability to close the space, covering a hip, right? Pressing my hands to his chest. Can you close the space? I'm not working, right? I'm letting him work, and eventually, now, right, that is when I will make my break, right? I'm trying to get him to exhaust his hands and his grip, because he can't take me down. Not like that. If he tries to take me down like this, he's gonna have a very hard time because he has no real connection. He's gonna circle around and move a whole bunch, and it's not gonna do a whole lot, right? Same thing with his hips. He tries to come towards me, make connection, I'm just blocking the hip. Grip broke, I escape, right? So this is a type of how we're breaking the chest-to-chest connection, and if we can't break the chest, how we're making it to where he has to work harder than we do to maintain the same hold, right? Now, I will say, you'll have a greater success if you turn sideways. Ooh. Sideways is always more powerful. This includes on the ground or not, right? My ability to move in any direction is amplified versus being right here, chest to chest with him, right? I can't move as much. Turn sideways. This also allows me to fight for inside positioning. Makes sense? So I just want you to start someone, aka bear hugging you, right? Trying to break the chest-to-chest connection, right? And however you choose to do so, and either win on the inside positioning, right? Insert your own types of grappling, we'll say grappling, right? Or just break the grip. Tracking?
Oh.
Right, go play.
Yeah, that's a feeling for me.
Okay, so they wrap their hands around it, right? If we can touch their face, this is always going to be a powerful thing. Does that make sense? If I can press his face away, this gripping is pretty weak. Make sense? So, he's in here. If I can touch his face in any form or fashion, start doing the same thing.
Oh.
Does that make sense? Now, he can always transition to my lower body. That was not a transition. So think about trying to grab both my knees and bring them together. Yeah, you always transition, right? And this is a thing. But I want you to learn, right? The orientation of your shoulders is key, right? So if we're here and I press him like this, the orientation of his shoulder is going to dictate a lot of what happens here. See how his shoulders are facing this way? Can you turn successfully the other way? No, because I'm blocking you, right? So you have to turn one way if you are going to turn. Your body is chambered to turn. Not powerfully, right? So I'm shutting down both forms of motion, right? By having these type of gripping, where I'm affecting the head to go one way. Does that make sense? Okay, why is this important, right? if I'm here and he's trying to close this grip, his ability to do so is at the extent of how long this arm is and how powerfully he can contract it to his body. Well, can you contract your arm? No. Now, can you contract your arm?
Yep.
Why?
Because you don't have a post.
Tension of the shoulder. Contract. Not powerful, right?
Nope.
Let's say I press it the other way. Contract this arm. Powerful. It's not under enough tension. Then I put it under enough tension. Does that make sense? So what we're causing when is a type of tension. All right. I don't want you just to press it and be like, oh, I'm pushing his head away. Sure, right? And that will in fact work because there's only a set distance his spine is, right, from his body, right? If we want to optimize this, we're now shutting down multiple things. Does that make sense? Exactly, right? Misalignment is key. Make sense? All right, I just want you to experiment with that for just a little bit, okay? So same kind of premise, right? So his grip is on me, right? And I don't want this space, so I'm going to do all those things, right? But depending on like what my goal is, right? I'm not looking to address the upper body. I might have to address the lower body, right? And his attachment to me will really dictate how successful this is, right? If I cover his elbow and take an outside positioning, right? You see how I can beat that grip, right? Or if I cover his elbow and I try to beat the outside position.
There goes my hero.
Inside positioning. They do not have to be the one to take us down. We can attack the base here. They're trying to take us down, and we say, mico. Now, I will tell you, on concrete, doing this has some drawbacks.
It hurts.
You can land on your elbows, you can land on your knees, right? Done properly doesn't mean you will. Say we're going this way. You land on what? Right?
You land on him.
Huh?
You
I
land
land
on him.
Good.
I mean, your knee still hits the ground, but it's better than,
It hits the ground very late.
yeah.
A lot of him hits first. Right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, you can do this in a number of ways, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do leg trips when people are attached to you. You shouldn't take away your base when someone owns your weight, though. All right? And I mean this. If he's sucking me in and he's got me, and I lift my foot up,
You're
right,
making it easy.
and he starts to move me in any direction, I'm gonna fall down. Right? Now, let's say I can control the movement. Who's gonna move who? Right? Now you see I'm the one moving, and I still attacked his base. Right? So, take this how you will, but try to attack the base after you either break the grip or while the grip is established and you feel secure. If you break, if you go to break the balance or the base of the individual and the hands are still closed, I want the opponent to try to take you to the floor. Does that make sense? Perfect. Go play. We showed all that standing. I want you to realize all that is the same exact shit from the ground. Side control, sir. He takes side control.
It's a trap.
Right? I'm looking to do the same shit that I just did. Right? I'm looking to get the head posture. I'm looking to turn my body. Right? I'm looking to get the grip to its maximum extension. Make a sense?
Oy.
So, we're going to look at those things that we just learned.
Fuck.
Oh,
Raise the lock.
I don't care about any of the submissions.
Oh, no, I'm just-
What I'm showing is like, you see how the body, I'm doing the same things I was doing, right, when I was standing, except now, I get to use my legs in this equation because I'm not using them to stand. The thing that's holding me on the ground is my back, right? That's it. So these become pivot points, right? Come back, right? I'm going to choose a pivot point, aka I'm going to go to a side. If I choose to go this way, it's going to be this hip and this shoulder. These are my pivot points, Make sense?
Which shoulder? That
This shoulder,
shoulder. Here's okay.
this hip, it's on the ground. Can
Yep.
you get up? If I ran in a circle, what is touching the ground,
That's that.
right?
Yep.
If I come up and I sit, it's on this hip. These are my points where I can move from, right? Same thing on the opposite side, right? If I'm trying to go into him, right? This is the direction that I pivot from. They are points, right? If I choose to move just my upper body, my foot becomes the pivot point. Make sense? Okay. So we are going to look at establishing, right, the same kind of extension that we were doing when we were trying to break the grip standing, except now we are in the ground, right? And we're going to utilize this thing called the leg. We're most definitely going to use the knee, right? When we turn into the person, we're going to try to connect our knee and our elbow. Right? When our knee and our elbow get connected, can he come into me, making chest-to-chest contact? Not really, right? And he goes up that high,
But
he's going to go for a ride, right? I still have this wedge, nothing changed, right? And if all else fails, I can always start to isolate limbs.
That is not a happy face.
I'm sorry, did I make your tummy rumble?
no.
I think I heard it.
All right, so I'm keeping this wedge to break the chest-to-chest connection and maintain the distance, right? Even just doing this shows how much distance I can make while having this frame in. Now, think about trying to stay tight, right? It is not going to stop me. Make sense? Now, in the sport of jiu-jitsu, regarding what makes our sport like a little different than most grappling arts, is we can play from right here. There's nothing dangerous about playing right here, right? In other sports, this is where it stops, right? Not in ours, right? And then not in a real fight, right? So when we learn to fight from right here, where other people stop, we're going to gain a drastic knowledge gap that other people do not have. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so first things first, break and extend the grip. Then, after that, we'll play with the same kind of head extension and stuff like that that we were playing with, misalignment. Make sense? Perfect, go play.
I'm already done.